Hey everybody, and welcome on back to Minecraft. Today we're in the building with Whip single player survival Minecraft 1.15 Let's Play world. That is the entire title. I don't think I've ever said that entire thing before, but in the last episode we came through out here and built up this house, we built up this house, we built up that house, and we built up this big old bathhouse sauna of sorts with a full completed interior, and everything is just fine and dandy. You can get in the hot bath water down there, the hot bath water. And since then, I decided to do a little bit more work inside of this world. I've been having so much fun experimenting with build styles in the new tutorials that we've been putting out, so you probably have seen a few of those by now, I think, or no, I maybe just pre-recorded them. But on top of that, I was coming through out here and doing some more planning for new parts of the mountains. This is where this current range of the mountain, I guess we could call it, this peak line, is going to actually be ending and dropping down right there. And then we're going to have the pass going back that way, and I'm super pumped for it. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. But I want to give you all a quick good glimpse of this one right here, because this is kind of the final stuff that will be crowning out the Nordic village. As we finish up that big peak in the background, we'll finish up all these things on stream and whatnot. But look at this. That's going to be very, very cool. I'm excited for this one. This big area up here is going to be a big white snow bowl area, kind of like that spot that you're seeing right in front of us. I tried zooming again. We still don't have Optifine. But that leads me to what we're going to be tackling in today's episode. I want to be working in this area right up here. I really originally did not want to bring too many houses that close to our witch's hut or the seer's hut that we have right up there in our little enchanting room. But you all reminded me in the last episode when I said we're done with the village. People are like, Whip, you're dumb. You have pigs everywhere inside of this village. Pigs are the main thing that you said was part of like the economy of this village. Where is the butcher shop? We don't have a butcher shop anywhere in this entire area. So today we're going to be fixing that one, and I want to throw in a butcher shop up here. I also want to do a bunch more trees. I want to do like an ancient runestone shrine area out there overlooking our lake and everything. That's going to be super cool. But also on top of that, final projects that we need to do, we need to get a gate and like a bit of a wall area up here. I think we might just have a forest being the wall and then maybe like a watchtower or something. So I have a big gate along the roadway, which is kind of the only passable terrain throughout this area. An army would not be able to walk through a forest super simply, especially with how hard it is for me to walk through these forests that we're building. So anyways, I'm going to get some resources together. I've been just doing some mountain stuff and things around here. And let's talk about how we're going to plan out this butcher. Random junk resources acquired. And let's talk about what we need in a butcher shop with a scale model. So we need a front entry area where people can come in. They can buy all their meats and everything, all their pork that they could ever need. And it's good right there. We need a storage room for all of our meat and everything that we've already chopped up, you know, and that's pretty good right back in there. Then we need a separate room over in this area, most likely for where the butchering of our little friendly guys is going to be. So this isn't going to be like full big to the scale. I think we might do like a little side room right there. Then outside the back of this one, I was thinking up in this area, it might be cool to clear out a pen of sorts or create another pig pen to where the pigs that are being brought to slaughter can kind of hang out. They can exist and not be trapped in a box for their last few days. So there's our scale model. I know, very perfect. Y'all probably have a great idea of what we're going to be doing here. So what I was thinking was we can come through out here, have something like you, and then count over. I'm thinking we'll do, that's 4. Let's go with 5. And then we can just bring ourselves, I'm thinking at this level, I want cobblestone. Because if you're thinking about it for like a butcher shop and everything like that, you probably wouldn't have like too much in the way of like wooden walls. I feel like those could get pretty dirty, but also we want to make sure we're sticking with the style, everything we have here. So we have like our entrance right in here maybe, or let's go more on this side and then we can do like a little bit of a window thing right there. And so you can kind of see into the shop. And then you can come back about, we'll have like a 3-block space in here. Maybe we'll have something right here for like a table, or maybe we'll do a table right in here and give ourselves, let's bring ourselves back to here. That's grass, that's not cobblestone. And what would that be? I'm trying to, yes, so that's 4 blocks deep. That's fine. I think an entry room being this size right here is totally fine for ourselves. So we're gonna have our first room right in this spot. I'm trying to plan out this entire structure with y'all here so you can see my thought process that I go through for planning these ones. And then I'm thinking, so we're gonna have our counter right here where you can be purchasing whatever stock. So that might be the checkout counter. We might have a few like cold boxes on this side with some treats, some snassages and all those good things. And then back here is where we're going to have the meat storage area. And let's give ourselves actually a big doorway. Might not make sense to have a big doorway and then a small one. yeah, you know, if they're trying to roll out a cart and stock up these things here, they're going to want a big doorway. So we can do something right like this. Big doorway right there. Then we bring ourselves back and we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that brings us to this point right here. And then this brings us to a total of 11 blocks long. Just had to quadruple check that one, unfortunately. And then also let's bring you all the way down here. So that's 11 long, and I like that. I think that's a good size for us to have this actual space here. And then we can bring that out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that would give us a 5x5 cold storage area. Inside of here for this room is all going to be where we're going to be storing all the meats and everything. And we might have like a main, like a cobblestone floor in here, but we'll figure that one out later. And then back on this side, we're going to want to give ourselves another large doorway. We'll have like a big door in here, so there's not an easy way for people to see in and out, or for the piggies to see in and out more specifically. And then we want to come back in here and create a little bit of a side room somewhere where we can bring a single pig in, and then the butcher can do their job, everything like that. We might just do like a little bit of a fence gate and turn this into a small lean-to type structure, because it doesn't need to be too big or too crazy like that, or anything along that way. And then we can have like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that can link up to there. And we can have the wall coming also out into like something like this. I think that's gonna be our pig pen area. So we'll do another one of those pens in here, and that should be good for everything that I wanted to do. So we can bring this up to being this tall, for a matter of fact, for this section, and fill all of these lovely pieces in right here. And then at this point, we can just bring in some dark oak slabs coming around our base section right here and kind of doing a bit of an overhang on both of the sides. And then we'll just do some spruce slabs right in here. So we can do that, and then just bring the spruce slabs across for the 5, and then just do this kind of going all the way up to the top of it. And it would end a little something like this. I think that'll be good for our little lean-to structure that we have going on. And then that gives us a good point for the height of where we actually want the rest of this building to go. You all in the last episode seem to really like the building on camera portion of it. So we're going to be slowing these episodes down for a little bit, I think, and just do a little bit more building on camera with y'all here to show you my thought process behind everything. But for this one, since that's so tall right there, we might need to bring ourselves up another one, but I'm afraid that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would make our center really, really tall. So I don't think we're actually going to be doing that. And then if we just go right along here, I guess that's not terrible if that's a little bit more raised up, because my plan is to bring in some dark oak stairs, just kind of right like in here, and just trace these all the way back, and then do our typical roof that we have been doing, which is just going to be bringing you up all the way to the point, and then filling in some grass and dirt and stuff in the middle, we got one more block before we're at the middle. Just to make sure we're keeping with the same theme as everything else here, I really wanted to keep these roof styles very, very similar. I know we tried the hay bale ones, and we tried a lot of the concrete ones, but I think as far as this structure, especially with trying to hide it into the foresty environment up on this hill, because I don't want it to be screaming that there's a big fancy structure up here, especially if it's a butcher shop. A butcher shop really probably isn't too fancy of a building, so that's totally okay to make it look a little bit more hidden. But that's going to be the front of it. I'm going to get the rest of this roof on, and y'all probably know by now how this thing goes. I have added in our grass roof up here. I've detailed out the shed a little bit. I changed it out into being our vertical planks instead of the horizontal regular ones. So that's just the double stack slabs right there. And I meant to get on top of it. And everything up here is starting to come together pretty well. I like it a lot. It's we've got some basic details in for now. I'm waiting on doing our roof bit up here for where the heat's going to get out, because I don't know if this butcher shop would really have any campfires or heat generating sources. There might be a small one in our front entry area, because if he's serving sausages, well, I guess there could be uncooked sausages and things like that. But I was trying to realize, like, I was trying to think about it. I was like, would there be a way for heat to like really get out of this place too much, so that we actually needed to have one of those cupola things that we've been building? What I was thinking along here, however, was just replacing this top bit. I really liked what we did with the bathhouse. It was creating that distinct transition where we had just all of these right in here, just to make it feel different, and just getting this stripped log texture going along here, just to make it look like we have really, really big ones instead of these like smaller planks. I think that's a cool bit of a transition that we can have in there. So I'll do that on the other side while we're going throughout it. But I added a door here, brought in a cobblestone floor to our front, created these little guys here so we can have doorways to get through to this side, and then a doorway to get into here. And we just have some coarse dirt on the ground. Then we have just some fence gates to get in and out. This one right here, I do want to figure out a way that we can allow air to get out of it, because otherwise this part is going to really, really stink after a while. So what I was thinking is we could bring in some spruce trapdoors, and these aren't really going to work out too well for us probably. Maybe we can do something right in here, and we could trade this one out to being a spruce stair. I think I do have some on me. Perfect. So we can have a bit of spruce stuff right here, and then on top of this one, where can I get a oak trapdoor? Right there. And that just would allow some of the smell of, you know, all of the things with the pigs being able to get out of there a little bit more easily. And then back in this area, I was thinking about it, we have this little nice pig pen area where they can all stay. There's probably going to be times where the pigs are not going to all be butchered at once. And, you know, we want to be nice to all of the piggies and everything. So I was thinking it would make sense to give them a bit of an overhang out here to where they can get out of the weather if they need to. They have somewhere to lay down. They have something that they can really do if they're kind of just trapped up here. I don't have any fences to put under the corners of these ones, but that'll give them a nice way to just kind of exist out here without just having a terrible life until they get killed. Wow, that's morbid. This was a very morbid episode over here. Anyways, in our cold room back here, I was thinking that also because we're in such like the wintry environment up here, it would probably make sense to have a few ways. I want to do that from the other side, definitely. It would probably make sense to have a few ways for air to get out or cold air to get in, whichever way that we want to go with it. Is we need to have some way for the air to be transferring around here. And also while we're back here, let's just change this roof out, or this wall. But we have a few little spots like this for the cold air to really get in and help to freeze everything. Because my idea for this environment up here is during the summers, it doesn't get too warm. And then on the inside of that one, we can add a small spruce trapdoor. So if they need to open it or anything like that, they can. Or if they need to block it off, sorry. So we can have like a little bit of a spruce trapdoor right up here. And maybe we actually just do two of these, one on each side. And then we can bring that oak trapdoor back on the outside, going in and out and in and out and in and out. It's great. But this just gives them a way to, if they need to get a little bit of more cold air in here, they can just open the spruce trapdoors on the inside and the cold air would come in. And then they are much more cost effective instead of needing to bring in blocks of ice and things like that, just to be able to get the meat cooled down to a temperature where it doesn't, like it won't get harmed or it won't go bad or anything. And I think that's going to be a good way that we can add a little bit of realism into this one. And then up here, let's bring in another window just to get a few more windows up here. And over on this side, is that blocking? No, that's not. Let's do another one right in there. I've been doing a bit of work since the last time we spoke, and I got our fence way in for this back area for where all of our pigs are going to be. It's looking pretty fantastic. A lot of these grassy spots that we have, example like this one right here, would be, I'm just going to be filling it in with some snow. I'm just going to fill in a few snow blocks throughout here and then just do a little bit of stuff like that. Most of these areas throughout this one are as far as I can tell, this should be piggy proof. Pigs should not be able to escape out of here. I think we're good on that one. And I just want to spend a little bit of time throwing in some snow out here. How I like to do these is just kind of doing some scatters of where snow might have fallen, and then it's just kind of chilling down there. Not doing too much stuff, not too crazy. And it's nighttime. Nighttime, daytime, yay. All right, so coming up here, I want to show you all what I do for the roofs for these ones. I realized I've never really shown it. I always just kind of like, cool, I got the roof in, I added some snow. I've shown it a few times in time lapses and everything, but I've never really like actually walked you all through this one. So what I like to do is, since we don't have those connected textures through Optifine where you do snow and snow, it would fill that whole one in. Then I like to bring in a lot of these big guys right here using the full blocks. And another thing is, if we place 2 layers of snow on top of a grass, 2 or more layers at this point actually, that's going to turn into dirt eventually. That's just going to turn into a dirt block, and then we're not going to be able to have that side texture, which I think is dumb. Like, why does it exist here and then it just disappears? Like, I don't understand Mojang. But anyway, so that's going to be fun right there. And we're just going to be scattering in a few of these ones. I want this one to look pretty snowy since we're fairly decently high up in the mountain here. And we don't have a heat source on this building currently. So we want to get a lot of snow layers in here. I do also have some grass and some ferns in my inventory that we can use to detail this area out even further as we're kind of going throughout. But first and foremost, we just need to get a lot of the grass in, or a lot of the snow layers in. So something like this, I personally find is a good way to get started. And then we just start dotting around some of these ferns and the grass layers just randomly, wherever the heck you want. I try and avoid personally using any flowers or anything like that. I don't know why I was looking at the grass. There was the thinking grass. But I avoid using flowers as much as I can on these because I think they look a little out of place. But something like this right here is that completed design that I typically go for. And now I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting that other side in, and then just kind of that's the roof. Just flipping some trees together over here. We're finishing off this build. I did the entire interior of it, and it's looking pretty fantastic, to be honest. I really, really like it. We can get rid of this leaf down here at the base. I have one fence left. Wow, that was very, very well timed as far as the amount of fences I was going to use on this. Oh, man. All right, well, let's do a little bit of action right down in here. I know this is going to look very disconnected from our top section, but we can just bring a few of those ones right down there. And then that's fine. I don't mind leaving that showing a little bit of the bark, you know. Showing a little bark's never that bad. But anyways, this is what we got going on so far. We got 3 trees out here in the front. Now, I added a small wagon that you could more or less fit a single pig into the back of if you needed to transport it. Then our front entry area, we got a bit of a notice board because it's a shop. Maybe they get a little bonus from the city for doing that. This wall over here is pretty basic right now. I don't know what to do with it. I wanted to do something kind of like along here. Not with those blocks, of course, but something. And I just don't know what. So I'm leaving it for now. I did bring in a piston because it kind of looks like a chest almost with just like a stone base. So maybe it's for cold storage. Then we got some barrels. I did add in a smoker here for some way to heat this area up a little bit better. Got some spruce fences, or spruce signs, sorry, along the top. I think they add a nice little bit of detail. Then coming back here into our cold area, I spent a lot more time on this one. We've got some ice in the corner. We got some meat hanging up here with our nether quartz ore and our nether rack. Some redstone on the ground to be a little bit of blood splatters. And then we got all this nice stuff going on over here. You know, this somehow they have plumbing up here. And then back here in our little butchering area, we've got a tripwire hook so that they could tie somebody off to. And then we got a few little splatters down there. And I also brought up 5 piggies up in here. And this area is fully detailed out and everything now. And it's looking just fine and dandy. I like it a lot. I think it turned out pretty well. I've been watching these pigs for a while. This spot right here was unsafe for a bit, so they could get out of that one. But as far as I know right now, they are all stuck in here. Now, if y'all are enjoying today's episode, please be sure to click that like button if you are, and be sure to subscribe if you're brand new. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm done asking for that. We're getting pretty far up there in episode time for today because I spent a long time working on that one. I hope y'all enjoyed that working together portion of that. But I want to come out to this precise location right here because it kind of overlooks our village, but it's still more or less outside of it. And I wanted to add some cool rune stones up here. But now that I've actually been up here, what if we did it right here? I kind of want these to be hidden, so I don't want them right along the edge of the river. I think that would kind of take away from our river that we have here. So we're going to just build it over here. There's just going to be a few little stones sticking up here, and we'll do a very, very loose pathway back to it. And we'll get some custom trees and everything up here eventually. But for now, let's clear out a little bit more space for ourselves. And if anybody's familiar with Skyrim or any of those kind of Elder Scrolls games, there's always points where you kind of load into the world or you're wandering around the world and you find these shrines. I'm personally thinking of when you start out in Skyrim, you find the warrior, the mage, and the archer or something like that. Basically to focus on intellect or whatever, one of your attributes and everything. So I was thinking we could do some cool little symbols out here for these ones that could be kind of our own custom ones, something like that. And maybe what if we take this one and do like an upside down guy right here too? It's okay if it's a little bit wider as well. This can be a little bit wider at the base. Maybe something like that can be one of our shrines. This can be another one. And then for our third one here in the center, we could even do something like this and just have it be totally wacky looking. I have no idea. That doesn't really make sense for a stone. That would make a little bit more sense. So maybe these are all different symbols for things. I think just random stuff like this in your world has people asking a lot of questions and can make exploring it a lot more interesting. Now we got a little bit of a wishing well, some more snow, some leaves, a little bench we can sit on, some trees around the sides, and it's looking pretty fantastic out here. I added in this small composter and filled it up with a bunch of stuff so we get to that max level, because that white bit there almost looks like people might have chucked in some coins or some old food that they had trying to give, trying to like offer a prayer or something. Who knows what it would be, up to whatever forces are behind these pillars that the Nordic people might be believing in. I have finished up our pathway out here as well. It's very forested. As you can see, we're in a big old forest right here. Started adding in a few of these trees, but I think unfortunately I'm actually out of time for this here episode because I've been spending a lot of time getting a lot of things done. I'm still trying to work back from being on holiday for so long and figure out what it means to be working and all that stuff here again, because you know, that's a thing. Yeah, so I think we're actually going to be calling it here today. So thank you everybody so very much for watching. I do hope y'all did enjoy this one. I added in a few more trees around this area here as well, around our butcher shop. Added in this little sign with some raw pork chops out in front, some crates and things, and I fixed this area up on that side and just added in some pickles. I felt like it just needed something up there. So pickles. I don't know why pickles, but we did pickles. And I need to fill in this area with some snow here as well, but I'm kind of out of the stuff right now, unfortunately, but that's pretty much it from me today. So thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy. We are approaching the final episodes here of our Nordic City Let's Build. I think we got 1 or 2 episodes left on this entire series. So if there's anything you want to be seeing for this build before we head on out of here for a while, doesn't mean we can't come back later on. We're still going to be working on the forest and terrain and everything on streams. But I need to get out of this mountain range for a little bit. I've been living here for way too long. So anyways, everybody, please let me know your ideas for this stuff here down in the comments below. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are brand new. And I will catch you on the fWhip side.